eager to meet my Swiss friend.
No, not that Swiss friend. This Swiss friend.
This is my friend Swiss, a soft mod for the Nintendo GameCube. For those wondering, a soft mod is a modification to how a piece of hardware operates with just the software alone. This is in contrast with a hard mod, where while it does make the same behavioral differences as a soft mod, a hard mod uses physical modifications to a piece of hardware instead. In the case of a soft mod here, I will be using an action replay disc, an SD card launcher that is made to fit into a memory card slot, and an SD card that can be recognized by the software. This is so that the executable that is loaded onto the SD card will be recognized, where if it isn't, the action replay disc will just default to its initial menu. In this case, I am using a SanDisk 2GB SD card, though other cards, such as a microSD card, plus another adapter, will work in the FAT32 format. There are a lot of combinations, but unfortunately not every SD card will work with this soft mod. But if you can get past that, you will see the proper menu. Select the executable as you see here, and after a moment or so you will be bumped to the Swiss menu. This is not a menu that a Nintendo GameCube would be able to access on its own, even with the SD card inserted into the memory card slot. To have a GameCube reach this menu, you either would need to use a soft mod as I just showed you, or you would have to physically mod the game with a hard mod. But as for Swiss itself, this menu has a variety of options. For example, you can bypass the region locking on your Nintendo GameCube console so that you can play imports from Japan and PAL regions. You can also force progressive scan mode for Nintendo GameCube games that didn't initially come with this function. And last but not least is playing your GameCube backups on SD cards. But I'm not talking about the SD card in the memory card slot, even though you can do that. Rather, I am referring to a hard mod called SD2SP2. This mod takes advantage of an unused serial port on the underside of a GameCube, but can only work with early launch DOL-100 models of the Nintendo GameCube. Ergo, the earliest model of the Nintendo GameCube. With the help of a little piece of tech and a micro SD card, you will be able to load Nintendo GameCube games directly off of your micro SD card as opposed to a disc. I really like this mod because the games run at full speed consistently without any risk of your mini DVDs getting scratched up, or failing to load an area, or having disc read errors. Another unused port on early models to be removed in later revisions was a digital port that was located next to the analog port, where the analog port was used for composite and S-video. Technically, this port was used with official component cables supplied by Nintendo, despite component itself not being a digital signal, just better quality video compared to S-video and composite. But poor sales and additional features not coming to fruition resulted in this port's removal in later revisions. Luckily, Hardmods come to the rescue on this port, with devices that take advantage of the digital port to produce true HDMI output, making the GameCube technically the first console ever to have digital output capabilities, even though it required a special device to make it so. Hope all of you found this fascinating, and I'll see you next time with something else. Bye!